I can't hear you.
What about now? What about now? All right, what's happening?
You can hear the music in the background.
But I had to turn it off. I'm still trying to get it to figure out how to work it. I could do it with my YouTube, but I just can't do it with Zoom. But anyway, well, I did it with Rick earlier. You know what I'm saying? I did it with Rick earlier. I mean, I didn't do the he had got the sound and everything. You feel me? So tell me something. Tell me something. What you know good?
Well, I'm just trying to not cry too much because when I heard the news, oh, that hurt me
It got to
bad.
me. It got to me deeply bad too. So, hey,
Whoa.
hey, if it's like that, it be like that sometimes. But can't live forever. But I'm gonna miss Mama DeBarge. I miss her spirit.
I miss her spirit too. And
Yeah.
I miss talking to her on the phone and hearing her laugh and hearing her, smiling and seeing her laughing and smiling when I had her on a video chat
Oh
on the
yeah. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Oh, can you hear me now? Good. I can hear you a whole lot better. And I got the earpieces in. But speaking of, like we was talking about, Mama DeBarge.
Yes, sir.
Man, we were just talking about her too, talking about how sweet she really is.
Yes, sir.
Cause I ain't never met nobody as sweet as her. Well, like I told you, she remind me of my pastor, Minnie Cushionberry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of them got that good spirit, that loving
Mm-hmm.
spirit, that loving spirit. You can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You can't help it. But she is so. I mean, you could tell both of them been around.
Mm-hmm.
But to tell you the truth, both of them got that northern mentality. You know, by Mama DeBarge being from Michigan, and Miss Minnie from she from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of grew up fast up there and up
Mm-hmm.
north up there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how it is, though. I mean, hey, I knew a lot of people from up there, and a lot of them came down south too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but like I told somebody, didn't nobody tell they descendants to go from the southern rope to the northern dope,
Mm-hmm.
but they did anyway, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Made me kind of, like I said, they wanted to get away from Jim Crow, and hey, I don't blame them. Shoot, I
Well,
don't
in
want
the time where Mama DeBarge married her husband, her ex-husband,
to. I remember that food.
um, she had a
I'm
lot of
listening.
hard she had a lot of hard time with that marriage.
I know she did, and to be honest with you, I don't know how she dealt with it, but she was a strong woman.
Yes, sir. She said she would go to church, come home, and have the strength to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, something it take God. It take the law. It take the word of God just to deal with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes,
You
sir.
know. Yeah,
Yes.
but I
But
know. Hmm?
God bless her soul.
Yeah, God bless her soul. Beautiful spirited woman. Beautiful spirited woman. I give her her props. I mean, just talking to her, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, I can say that I had the blessing. and the pleasure of speaking with her.
I know I had the pleasure. I had the true pleasure, because and I thank you, and like I said, I thank you for y'all to calling me when my cousin passed away.
Yeah, I remember that night. You were a
Just getting
wreck.
off the, just getting off of work too when y'all called me.
You were a wreck. And you kept telling me, please call you. And I said,
No,
okay.
that's when my dad passed away.
But even then, you were telling me to call you once you got off from work because you told me your cousin had passed. And I said, okay, I got to get together with Mama the Barge, and which I did.
Yeah,
And
you did. But what did you tell her before y'all called me?
I told her, I said, Carlos needs his spirits lit up because his spirits is very down right now. He had a loss in his family. And I said it would make him so happy and light up his spirit to hear your voice, Mama the Barge. And she was the one that got on the phone with me and with you, and we called you.
Yes, y'all did. And I thought that was I thought that was a beautiful thing
And
to
I
be
don't think
real.
I'll forget it as long as I have my memory. I don't think I'll ever forget it.
I know that's right because y'all really saved my. I mean, both of y'all really saved my spirit that day on the real for real.
I said, I can't let my brother sit up there and be an emotional wreck like you were when you lost your dad.
You
I said,
already know.
do that.
You already knew, didn't you, Keisha?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, sir.
Because you already knew I was done. I was out for the damn near out for the count.
I know. I lost a mother, so I know how that feels.
Yeah, I know.
So I can, but I've lost one parent, and
Yeah,
I think for me, I mean, it still traumatizes me. Still emotionally hard for me when I think about Mother's Day and her birthday.
yeah,
I can't
I
call
know.
her on the phone and say, Mom, hi.
Yeah, I know. And I miss talking to my dad too. On the real for real.
That's hard when you can't even talk to that person, let alone live a few or five or six or seven or eight, nine, 10, 11 states away, and you still can't talk to that person.
Well, you know what though, me and my dad, it wasn't always peaches and cream with us, but at the same time, at the end of the day, he was still my dad. I mean, I
It's
didn't
not
agree.
with
I
me
didn't
and
agree.
Mr.
So what now?
I said it's not always peaches and cream with me and Mr. Myers either. You know that.
I already know that, Keish. Yeah, but at least my dad, when he was alive, everybody loved this crazy. But even my friends, like when he died, the guy was staying. We said, I met your dad at one time, but that one time I knew he was a cool, laid back joker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when he met him, I said, Daddy, I said, this is my friend John. Hey, John, how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That tickled me. You know what I'm saying? John, and then when I told John, when I reminded John that, John will laugh. He said, "You sound just like your daddy too." I said, "Man, I hear that. I said, I hear that all the time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I said, I hear that all the time. People tell me all the time. I sound like my daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing that since I was shit. Ever since my voice changed. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you somebody who voice deeper than mine. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest brother. You know what I'm saying?
Felt like when I first met you over the phone, I
Mm.
said, you sound a little bit like Barry because you had that bass.
Yeah, I remember you told me that, and I told you, no, I don't. I sound better than that cat. I said, I'm still here, Barry going to glory.
Barry gone to glory, but he has a son that sounds just like him. And his son is
Yep.
named
They saw the name what?
Daryl.
Oh, I heard of him. I
Yeah,
heard it.
that sounds so much like his daddy.
Yeah, I heard of him before Daryl. I heard of him, Daryl.
Hmm.
Just
I
like Johnny, just like Johnny Taylor's son, Floyd Taylor. That joke can sing just as good as his dad. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not know because I never heard John Taylor's son sing.
Well, he's a blues singer too. Well, that because you don't know nothing about blues, man. You're you don't know too much about blues.
Mhm.
You just know what you know, but you don't know like I know. I grew up on that blues. I like that blues where they talk plenty of sugar honey iced tea. And I don't mean that in a good way. Think about it. I like people like Clarence Carter. And you
Yeah,
know that joke.
my
Uh,
cousin knows his kids.
say what now?
My cousin in North Carolina,
Uh-huh.
he knows his son Clarence Jr.
He named his son Clarence Jr.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, I'm glad. Well, you know, my granddaddy on my mama's side, before he became a Muslim, his name was Clarence Scruggs. But he changed the brother. He changed the Clarence Omar Salam. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
so you know what I started calling when I really started calling him. I call him Granddaddy Omar. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
he Clarence Carter's son, Clarence Jr.
Clarence Carter's son.
Hmm.
I'm surprised. You know what? Though? I'm surprised. Ain't nobody teased him when he was growing up when he said Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. Ooh shit, Clarence Carter. But let them tell it. Let them tell it. They say I sound just like him.
Mm.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, he said Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. Ooh shit, Clarence Carter. Yep. You know the first time I heard that,
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Keish. I,
Hmm.
I mean, I cracked up because I can't believe he said that. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you what really tripped me out when I sung it at karaoke. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
When I sung it at karaoke, when I said
Hmm.
instead of saying Clarence Carter, you ain't gonna believe what I said. I said, I said Carlos Starger, Carlos Starger, Carlos Starger, Carlos Starger. Ooh shit, Carlos. You know everybody in there busted out laughing. You heard me.
Hmm.
You know they busted out laughing when I said, especially when I said, "Ooh shit."
You're too much, Carlos.
But look, they say I had them down pat when I did that. When I said Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. Ooh shit, Clarence Carter. Yep. But I know like I said, when I did it at karaoke, like I said, one lady was laughing so hard she fell out the chair.
I know she did.
And then it was this sister I knew back when I was young, before I even got 30. I used to do them impressions of Clarence Carter. I used to have her cracking up. But I used to do blues, period. She used to like me to do blues, period.
Mm.
But I remember one time I was singing a blues song. She said, "What you singing, man?" I said, "Blues." She said, "Man, you love blues, don't you?" I said, "You daggone right, I like blues." I said, "Guess what?" I said, that's how music really kicked off was blues. And I said, I like jazz too, you know what I'm saying?
Jazz and blues put it into play.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't appreciate nothing. And when it comes to music, you got some ungrateful souls who don't know about music.
Well, that's why I'm glad I got what they call a musical education.
Me too. Now, it seemed like my music education got started, getting start spreading like wow. wildfire when I went to Clarkston. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you remember I was telling you about my buddy I went to school with, Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually our first real conversation when we was in the 10th grade about music. Cause we had lunch around about the same time. And so we used to get together. I used to go outside. He come out there with me. We talked about music. You know what I'm saying? And believe
Yep.
it or not, I didn't eat no school food. Shit, I wasn't ready to die. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That school food was so terrible. I wasn't trying to eat that mess. You know what I used to tell them, Keish?
Yeah.
Y'all can have it. I ain't eating that shit.
I didn't like the school food either. Ooh,
But I'm gonna tell you what tripped me out my senior year. I asked the dude, we was in the house, I said, you gonna eat? He said, I don't want none of that nasty. And then they laid in the couch on. And her boy was deep in the mind. That ain't nasty. I said, oh. I said, I told him, you better watch yourself before you get your butt kicked up in here, son. So, we already was an in-house suspension, right?
mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me why was I in in-house? I told them I had a disciplinary problem. They said, what you do? I said, let's put it like this. It was a situation that got out of hand. The teacher called me a boy and I cursed him out.
Mm.
But the only thing that really got me in the clear, all I had to do was apologize. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of us were kind of uptight that day. So, God, hold on, Keith. Shit. Both of us. Sometimes when people get stressed out, and then everybody get uptight and stuff. It was a time when everybody got uptight, and everybody was pissed off at everybody. But at least I had the courage to tell them I was sorry, because I didn't have to do that. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get people that are very uptight rather than in your family or not.
But this is what I'm saying too. It was one of them teachers. You know what I mean. Them kind of
Mm-hmm.
teachers, that make you have trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
You got them teachers that like to mess with them students, and then when the students have the guts to stand up to
Mm-hmm.
them, then they want to get all in their feelings or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of teachers like that. But I ain't gonna lie to you, Keish. It felt good as hell. No, I'm gonna tell you something. I felt bad for cussing that teacher out, true enough. But the assistant principal I cussed out in the 10th grade, I ain't have no guilt feelings about that.
My sister didn't realize Mama DeBarge had passed away, and I said, "Yeah, I knew about that. I knew."
Yeah, yeah. But when I saw Barney posted it, I had to let it be known. You know what I'm saying? But I let her know she got my condolences, and also inboxed Peaches too and told her I was sorry about her mom. I told her I told her she was a wonderful lady, and she was that same lady that put that smile back on my face.
Well, I let them know, Peaches, and I let Bunny both know that I send my heart condolences and sympathy to them.
Yeah,
My
did you
heart is
mention did you mention my name, Keisha?
no, I didn't.
Good. I just
I
kidding.
I
But
just
I told
said heartfelt sympathy and
I
condolences.
I did the same thing, Keisha. I let them know that I was sorry about what had happened. You know what I'm saying?
They said she was doing good up until the time her time of her passing. She was doing fine.
Yeah. That's how you do. You do good before you pass.
And I sat there and I said, "Oh Lord." I said, "This is terrible."
Yeah, we lost her. We lost another great sister.
I said, "Oh Lord," I said, "God, my heart is heavy for this whole entire DeBarge family."
Yeah, I feel bad for losing somebody special like that.
You don't find too many people in a generation who are that.
Mm, no, you don't. But
And
I
I
ain't gonna.
remember put a voice message out to her granddaughter Marina,
Uh huh.
and she was doing where she was telling everybody to say some kind words for Mama DeBarge.
Oh, I ain't got no problem doing that.
And I did that. And she texted me back through a voicemail message on Messenger, thanking
Mm.
me and God bless me.
And do me a favor, let her know too. When you talk to Maureen, let her know that you got a buddy, and tell her that her grandmama talked to, and let her know all that too. Or did you already?
No, I will. I will. I will.
Because she the one that put that smile back on my face. Remember?
I will tell her. But
Yeah,
I
but
know she's hurt. I know that Chica is hurt. And I talked to Chica.
man, all of them hurt, man.
Oh my God.
All of, everybody. Everybody's sick right now, Keish.
I know. I'm just saying the ones that talk to me on Facebook and on Messenger.
Yeah, but I told Peaches that I was sorry about her mom.
That is terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible. I said, oh, because when I saw your post, I said, it
yeah. Mm-hmm.
took the breath out of me, Carlos. Seriously.
Man, hell, it took the breath out of me when I saw Bonnie posted it.
I said, what?
Yeah.
And it had to be earlier this afternoon. Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I'm gonna tell you what tripped me out too. I was so glad that she knew that me and Veronica had got engaged. Because you remember before she knew we got engaged, you remember she had asked me, was me and Veronica talking and thinking about marriage? And you remember I told you, I had
Mm,
told her, I said, I said, I ain't gonna talk about that right now. And then how about Valentine's Day, a month later on Valentine's Day, she
mm,
saw it and she was so happy.
I remember.
And she told me, keep on smiling.
And don't let anybody take your smile.
And what I told her, they can't do that no way because I'm Carlos. Remember when I said that?
I sure do.
And she hopped and she busted out, remember?
Oh, yeah, we both did, especially when my daughter turned the light off.
Yeah, we were laughing, don't you?
Oh my God. We all sat there and just bursted out laughing.
But it was good. I was talking to y'all on the bus too.
And I was glad that we could lift up your spirits, Carlos, for real. I was
And check,
glad.
and check this out. And I was on the bus. You saw the bus driver trying to be nosy as hell too, remember?
Mhm.
Saw the bus driver. And I
Mhm.
said, I ain't talking to you, I'm talking to somebody else. You heard what I said that?
Yes, sir.
And then Mama DeBar said, do you remember what she said about my voice too? She said, you got such a deep voice. I was
But
like,
she
I hear,
you
huh?
remind James.
Yeah. But it just shocked her that my voice was deep.
But she said you remind her of James because she was like, she told you James would always say, Mama, why are you always laughing? Because
Uh-huh.
every time he said something, it make her laugh.
Well, you know what though? Can't nobody, you know what though? She thought she heard me say something, but shoot, she ain't heard nothing. You already know. You
But I'm
done
gonna
heard. Hmm?
that 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 whole conversation stays implanted in my mind even now.
Yeah. But I really appreciate y'all looking out for me when my dad passed away though.
Yeah, because I remember I told you about your dad, but we didn't get in a conversation then.
Yeah, but when she called, she said, I heard about you lost your father.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yes, ma'am. I said, and I miss that nut too. You remember when I said that? I said, I missed that joke. I said, I told Mama DeBarge, I said, you think I'm going to miss my dad? I said, my daddy was a fool with it. And you remember when I told, you remember I told you, I told her about, I said, she said, you from Atlanta? I said, yeah, I'm a Grady, baby. She said, what's that? I said, it's a hospital that's known here in Atlanta called Grady. And a lot of people were born there, so we call ourselves Grady babies. And I said, they wrote a song about it, but I forgot how it go. And you remember she busted out laughing when I said that.
Yes, indeed. She bursted
And
out laughing.
she said, you, especially when I said, I wrote a song about it, but I forgot how it go. Yeah, but I told her about me being from the South, people tease me about because I got a Southern accent. Real, it's kind of, I got a real bad Southern drawl, but a lot of people now, they say my Southern accent ain't as bad as a lot of people's accents in the South. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, compared to a lot of people down in the South, they say I talk proper compared to a lot of them. I told them it ain't the point about me talking proper. It's about speaking correct English.
Mm-hmm.
I speak correct English. I don't speak. I don't talk proper. I speak correct English.
That y'all had.
So what now?
I'm glad that y'all met, you and Mama DeBarge. I'm
Yes,
glad.
me too.
I'm so glad about that.
Me too. Because guess what?
A little teary-eyed, excuse me.
That's all right. I feel you. Me too. But like that's why I got on my shades. Man, these ain't shades. These glasses. I got on my glasses because somebody asked me why did I wear shade when I work in that grocery. Why you wearing your shades? And I said these are not shades. These are glasses. She said she said why are they so dark? I said because you know what I told her because I keep red eyes. You get it? I
Yeah.
told her I told her I kept red eyes. They said what you mean you keep red eyes? I said only if you knew.
No, but I sat there, Carlos, and I thought about it and I said, you know what? I know that she's in a better place because that's what Bernie said. Bernie said
Yes,
she's in a place now.
she's in a better place, but I miss her.
I
I ain't,
miss her. I miss her terribly. And I sat there and I said, I know what it feels like to lose a mom. And I know that
mm,
they're Robert DeBarge. He
yeah,
died 2 years ago.
yeah, Bobby and Tommy, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about their dad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Robert DeBarge.
Oh,
And I sat there and I said, if anything, if that's who Bobby is named after, he's named after their daddy.
it was Robert, it was Bobby, Tommy, and after that, I don't know who was older, but the first two I do remember from that family was Bobby and Tommy. And the only reason why I knew them because they saw with Switch.
Yeah.
And check this out though. And I remember Philip Ingram, but I didn't know that was James Ingram brother at first until somebody
Yeah.
told. But
Well,
one
today
thing
is James Ingram's birthday.
yeah, he passed away years ago. I'm gonna tell you something about Philip though. Philip sounded just as good as James.
James and Philip,
Well, I like both. I like to hear both. I like to hear both of them sing, but I used to love to hear Philip sing when he was with Switch, especially that song "I Want to Get Closer." He tore that song up.
him and Bobby put something on that song, Carlos. You ain't never lied.
They put their toenail. They threw their foot in it with the toenail shit.
They put something on that song, and that was open.
Like I said, they put their foot in it with the toenail. Put like
That
that. That was a great song.
I listened to that song, even though that song is from all the way back then. That song is still beautiful in my mind.
It is. I mean, that song came out. That album came out when I was 10 years old. Switch, the Switch album. That came out when the first one came out when I was 10. The second one, I remember the second one because I actually bought that album when it first came out. Switch 2 album.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the album when it first came out, and I
And one
was
of my favorite memories of Miss DeBarge is that she was like, "How did you recognize me?" I said, "Mama DeBarge, I've been listening to your children's music for years,
uh
since I was a little girl growing up in Long Island.
hmm
I ain't stopped listening to their music. Are you kidding? I
I
put
know.
it on Pandora. Thank you very much."
But you know the good part about it though, what's beautiful about it though, we all of got it. I'm glad I had the pleasure to get to know Mama DeBarge.
Me too. Me
But
too.
like, but I'm gonna tell you something. Now the one now before Mama DeBarge, you already knew one who I was real. He one celebrity who I was real close to before he passed on.
Yeah.
Marshall Jones of the Ohio Players. Now that's the one who I really miss, Keish.
Yeah, and they said that the guy that was in the Spinners, the
The
last
last
original people,
Henry Fambro, yeah, he passed on.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember all. I grew up with the Spinners, cause, and I'm gonna tell you something. Now, at least I got a chance to talk with Bobby Smith before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he could sing real good, but you know, he kind of got that voice like me when he talked. Not deep, but you know, real hard. And he real cool, you know what I'm saying? You could tell, look, you could tell that Bobby was a G.
He was, and they
Look,
had a lot of good songs, Carlos. Oh my God.
but like I said, the only spinner I really got a chance to talk to was Bobby Smith, and he was cool as I don't know what. And you know, the first thing he said when he heard my voice too, he said, "Man, He said, "Man, I like." He said, "Your voice." And, and you know what's funny though, Keisha?
Well,
Every A lot of celebrities I met or talked to,
give me.
you know, that was the first thing they said. That voice.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, what happened to the music that was like? I know that music changed over the years and over the decades, but
I hate to say this, but it's signs of the times. Things change, people change a whole lot of sugar and iced tea change.
I know, but the music from back then, I'm sorry, Carlos, I have to say that the music of now sucks.
Oh, I know that past the fifth hour. You did where I'm coming from.
Now,
It's passed beyond the fifth power, Keisha Myers.
I know that, Mr. Stargell, but however, I listen to this music and I don't care even if it's on Valentine's Day. I'm looking at this the music list that they have on and everything that they play on even on the R&B stations. I'm like, what the heck is this garbage?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. And I want to say something right quick. I don't mean to cut you, but I want to say this right quick. The only people that call me Mr. Stargell are people I can't stand. Bill collectors and them Anglo-Saxon people. You know what I mean when I say them Anglo-Saxons, the ones that don't like us.
You know what?
For that.
This song, I don't know. This girl is talking about how good she looks and how she looks too good and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well, I hate to say this, Keish, but people like that don't get too far in life.
I'm,
Conceited, arrogant people.
I'm like, who decided to give this child a record deal?
Somebody desperate for some money.
Lord have mercy. And then she's taking this water bottle to make herself look all kinds of sexy. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I would have been like, Heifer, you ain't Triple H.
I'm trying to tell you, she called herself talking about she gets it from her mama and she looked good. She looked too good. She don't want nobody to touch her. Chick, if you don't want nobody to touch you, then stay out of everybody's way.
Exactly. You ain't all that and the grand enough where you can't be touched, heifer.
Exactly. And I'm like, who the heck gave this heifer a record contract?
I would have said who died and made her God.
Amen. Because I'm sitting up there and I'm like, this woman can't even sing. And here she's twerking and everything else, using a water bottle to give some type of effect of how so-called sexy she is.
Ain't
I'm
nothing
like,
sexual. Ain't nothing sexual. I mean, it's all right to feel good about yourself, but you ain't got to get on no record and tell the world shit.
no, because I'm sitting up here and I'm like, my goodness.
Because
Is that
I tell people this now. A lot of that stuff people be saying on the records.
mm-hmm.
I want to do the same thing, but guess what? That don't, that don't mean I'm gonna get on no record and talk about it.
Yeah,
Cause
because
what
they
I
play this song a lot. And I'm like, even if I'm in the car with my sister, like yesterday, I was in the car with my sister and that song came on. I was like, oh, please turn that off.
I thought she just listened to the gospel station.
Sometimes she do, sometimes she don't, but not 9 times out of many, she will have on something on the R&B station.
Well, she know I like gospel too. Anybody that know me, Lord, know I like gospel too. But what they don't know, I like the old gospel. Stomping on the hardwood floor, no air conditioning in the church kind of having gospel. You did where I'm coming from.
I got it. I grew up in a black church.
I hope so. Shit. I hope you did. Look at your skin color. Say what?
I didn't grow up in no white church.
Me either. Look, go there. You hear that strange music. Ooh.
And you hear that, oh,
Uh, and then look, I be expecting Dracula to come out there, motherfucker, when they be doing that.
mm-hmm,
But I'm gonna tell you something. There's a difference between black churches and white churches, right?
mm-hmm.
Now you know, at a black church, we got to be all out there, being real soulful, especially when
Yes,
they be
jumping up and,
look.
you
For
know,
example, when they be singing, like for example, oh shit. Now at an elder church, they be like, oh shit.
yeah, but I'm sitting up there and I'm like, when it compares to going to a church like a Catholic church, they're like, ooh. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear that. I
But
want
I'm
to
gonna
hear
tell,
getting up and dancing and getting happy and making noise.
making a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Yes.
And check this out, though. Now, like I told you about one of my choir rehearsal moments. We was at choir rehearsal singing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot," and then somebody was like, "I once was lost, and what did I see?" And I bust out and said, "Peter Pan, peanut butter."
Mhm.
And you know everybody at choir rehearsal holler, right?
Yes, sir.
And like I said, imagine a deacon when they lead devotion. You always got that one that always get distracted. You see a girl walk by with a short skirt and it be real tight. They could be singing songs like they could sing songs. They be like, "When all God's children get," and then all of a sudden you get that deacon get distracted. I'm gonna give you what you want, give you what you need. You ain't hear the funk around till you funk with the D. And they be like, "That ain't how the song go, man." They be like, they say, you don't say that up in church.
Hmm.
And then you got the ones that be praying. You got a song that be praying, be about to put you to sleep.
Hmm.
Now, Lord, I've actually heard them say it like that. I remember one deacon was praying. He was like, "I just want to thank you, Jesus." I
Hmm.
promise you, I fell out the seat laughing in church.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I when I grew up in church, I I didn't like going to a Catholic church because that was too boring for me.
It wasn't boring. It was scary. I
It
told
was
you.
because I remember my grandmother. We went to church with her one time, me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
to be Easter because she would get up early in the morning. My grandma would get up early in the morning with my mama's mom.
and
And
cooking all that.
yeah,
I
she
know,
would get breakfast in the morning before she
and
go to
then
church, and then come home
and
after church.
have
Have,
dinner after. I know the deal. My grandma was like that too. But guess what, Keisha? I don't mean to sound all sarcastic or whatnot, but this session is up right now because we went. This session is up. We don't reach the limit, but I want to thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and join me on the Carlos Stargell show. And plus, this is for Mama DeBarge,
yes.
for Mama DeBarge. God bless you. We love you. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, two fingers, and we out of here like last year. And I'll catch you on the flip mode, Keish.
All right, we'll wrap.
All right, and thank you for tuning in to the Carlos Stargell show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.